You look familiar. Ha! I knew it! No.
In hindsight, unmasking him may have been a bad idea.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Cartoon Breakdown. I'm your host, the Animator. Let me take this opportunity to let you know that I'm doing this episode mostly because I feel I did a great injustice to this cartoon. I remember when it first came out, back when I was heavily into anime, and I still liked cartoons, and Batman the Animated Series was the bar in which I had set all cartoons for. The other bar I set was Animaniacs, hence for the reason why I like Freakazoid. I remember watching little bits of it, and I know it was okay, but it wasn't exactly speaking to me. I do remember my niece trying to get me to watch it, and with recent memes as well as other things that I have seen online, Chowder seems like a cartoon that I would have liked if I had actually watched it. So I'm doing this episode as an attempt to correct some of my past mistakes, something that I've been noticing a lot lately. About the show. Chowder is a show that's about the main character, Chowder, learning to become a chef in a sort of apprentice-type style. He's being taught by Master Chef Mung Dao. The show revolves around the many adventures Chowder gets into, usually for one reason or another, mostly in pursuit of food or a good recipe. Production. Chowder got its start on SpongeBob SquarePants of all things. The show's creator, C.H. Greenblatt, worked for Nickelodeon on SpongeBob, and much like most artists, he would sketch his own characters and his own ideas. He continued to work on the sketches until a solid concept appeared, which ultimately evolved into the Chowder characters. Greenblatt pitched his concept to Cartoon Network about 2 years before the series was greenlit. It wouldn't be until another year after that that the show would be put into production. All in all, Greenblatt estimates that the production of the show from concept to air was about 7 years of production, most of which was on his own. The premiere date for the show was rescheduled a total of 4 times, first being in September 28, 2003, moving to August 1st, and then it was changed to August 3rd, 2005, and then to June 16th until it finally reached its actual air date of November 2nd, 2007. Voice cast and characters. For the main cast of characters, you have Chowder, voiced by Nicky Jones, who is a 10-year-old chubby thing who aspires to be a great chef. He's very impulsive and scatterbrained and often gives in to his own urges. He's always hungry and eats just about anything, even if that means it's a customer's order. Chowder, much like Froppy from My Hero Academia, is capable of storing objects, and he's used as a storage container by the other characters. Chowder's design was meant to invoke a child's plushie and doesn't have a specific species in mind. However, he's compared to a cat, a bear, and a rabbit, and Greenblatt himself voiced Chowder on the last episode of the series as the adult version of Chowder. The next character in line logically is Mung Dao, voiced by Dwight Schultz. Mung is an elderly chef who runs his own catering company that he named after himself. Although it's unknown as to how old he is, it's mentioned that he's been cooking for at least 386 years. He's celebrating 450 years being married to his wife Truffles. Celebrating 450 years of marriage? Talk about relationship goals, huh? The next person I want to talk about is Truffles, voiced by one of my favorite voice actresses, the lovely and ever-talented Tara Strong. Truffles handles the business side of Mung's Catering, and she's extremely choleric. Greenblatt based Truffles on his own mother, and he's been stated as saying that he initially found it difficult to work with any storyline with her in it, since the character would be so abrasive. Much like her namesake, the staff came to the conclusion that a little Truffles goes a long way, and she only appears on the show occasionally. The next character I want to talk about is Schnitzel, voiced by John DiMaggio and Kevin Michael Richardson, only in one episode though. He's 38 years old and is a rock monster. He's a professional chef who works at Mung Dahl's Catering. He's a character of very little words. He doesn't say much, but when he does, it's waddle waddle waddle. And the only reason why he doesn't talk very much is because he's always constantly ruffled up by the zany characters around him. Schnitzel is the straight man to everyone's extreme personality. Although he gets angry by Chowder's antics, he does have a soft spot for him. Richardson voiced him for the debut episode of the series, but was replaced last moment by DiMaggio due to Richardson's busy schedule with other projects at the time. The design of the character came from something Greenblatt had created as a personal character design exercise in the late 90s. In fact, Greenblatt stated, "I was even going to try to animate him in Flash. So I did alternate pieces of him back when he was called Tapioca. He was supposed to be a big rock tiki monster that was always on fire. I even made a cool logo for him. Well, I didn't really do anything with him after that. But I liked the design, so when I was forming the world of Chowder, he seemed like a good fit. I like thinking of him as a living menhir from the Asterix comics." The fact that he designed the character around the idea of a menhir from Asterix makes Greenblatt 1000% cooler. The last character I want to talk about is Panini, voiced by Liliana Mummy. Panini is a 10-year-old Cabot who has a crush on Chowder, and no, she's not anything like Ryo Oki. She's always constantly harassing Chowder and gets extremely jealous when he talks to other girls. She was originally going to be a bully character, but the character design changed and Greenblatt decided that she would be much better to be a yandere type character rather than a bully. One of the more interesting things about this character is that her name literally means sandwiches in Italian. As the series goes on, it's revealed that on the last episode, Chowder eventually does return the feelings of Panini because he realizes that he made her life miserable. And in the end, isn't that what marriage is all about? Broadcast history. As I've stated before, the first episode of Chowder premiered November 2nd, 2017, and would last until July 24th of 2008, with 20 episodes. Season 2 of the show premiered October 2nd, 2008, and ended October 11th, 2009, with 20 more episodes. And with just a few short weeks later, the premiere of Season 3, October 29th, which lasted until August 7th, 2010, with only 9 more episodes, leaving the total for the show 49 episodes. The show was canceled by Cartoon Network in August 2010 as the network felt that it didn't fit its new demographic focusing on older boys. This was also the time when Cartoon Network decided to do CN Real, which decided to create more live-action orientated shows like Destroy, Build, Destroy. Greenblatt expressed his relief on the cancellation of the series, saying, "I didn't really think that there'd be this many upsides to having the show officially canceled by a network, but I'm feeling happier than I've been in a long time. Since we only got post-production, my schedule finally eases up. I haven't had a break like this in a long time. Chowder has opened up a lot of awesome possibilities for me. And creatively, I'm feeling more inspired than ever." As for being able to watch the series, it's available on the usual streaming services such as Google Play, YouTube, Amazon, and you can also find the DVDs on Amazon if you feel like owning a physical copy of the show. As for me, I'm hoping that one day I'll be able to afford getting these shows for me to watch, as I have seen some things coming out from Chowder that are absolutely hilarious. In fact, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this episode is I saw a clip from one of the episodes of Chowder where the main characters were talking about running out of budget for the animation. As the clip went on, and it went from animation to just the main voice actors in a studio talking in the voices of their characters about the fact that there's no animation budget, then it divulged into a car wash to raise money for the budget. This is a show that not only broke the fourth wall, but you can use the pieces of it as sand because it shattered so hard. Besides, there's a lot of good, talented people behind the show, and a lot of what you saw on the show broke off into other places and was used on various other cartoons. I want to watch the show, and I'm really starting to think maybe I should reconsider some of the old cartoons that I just didn't have the interest to watch back in the day. That's going to do it for this episode. As always, I'm the Animator, and this was Cartoon Breakdown. Chowder,
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 Chowder.
Chowder.
Hey, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, please consider checking out my channel. I have a lot of content there based around cartoons, and if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe, as I would be very grateful. Another thing that would be very helpful is like this video and comment. I'm the Animator, and thanks for watching.